Hi, and welcome to another video by learningcomputer.com. This is Kashif Mughal. Today our topic is how to set up WordPress as your main site. So let's get going. Well, why use WordPress in the first place? As you know, WordPress is an open source blogging platform. It is used by millions of websites and bloggers worldwide. Here are some of the reasons for using WordPress on your site. When we say use on your site, we mean that WordPress is going to replace your whole site. You can also add WordPress as a separate section, but what we're trying to do is basically replace your whole site with WordPress. And here are some of the reasons. As it is an open source platform, there are no startup costs associated with setting up WordPress on your site. There are literally thousands of plugins that are out there. This will enable your website to be powerful yet easy to use at the same time. Another component that I like is that you will spend $0 on website design and development. As you know, creating a website is not easy if you're trying to make it interactive with lots of features. And finally, as blogging in general is content heavy, which means that you focus on the content, this is an excellent opportunity for you to get ranked high on search engines. So from an SEO point of view, this is a great opportunity for you. So really, what are we going to do today? We are going to set up WordPress on one of our sites. We have a new domain, deletefrom.com. Basically, this site is going to have information on not only database related topics on delete from, but maybe delete from files or some other accounts or whatnot. So if you go to this website right now, deletefrom.com, you can see that we don't have anything. It says got new host, basically a message from our hosting company. So at the end of this tutorial, we should be able to replace this with a generic WordPress installation. Okay, so I guess you're asking, how do we do that? Well, if you look at the detailed steps for setting up WordPress, here is what we are going to follow, or we recommend. You obviously need to register a domain, which we already did. You need to have a web hosting company that supports WordPress. We are using a company called icdsoft.com. We do have a few websites with them. Excellent company. And great pricing model too. In fact, we could even get you a better deal what they will offer, because we are one of the affiliates. So keep that in mind. Next, we need to download the WordPress files to your computer and then upload it to the web server. After you do that, you need to configure the WordPress software. And then moving on, you need to create the MySQL database. WordPress basically is built on PHP and needs MySQL to work with it, so we will show you how to do that on our site. Next, you need to enter information on your website. Basically, this is going to relate to the blog. And finally, we will log into the site and create a post. So if we all do that, we should be able to celebrate with a big woohoo at the end. So those are basically high-level steps. Let's go ahead and drill down a little bit into that. Like I mentioned, our domain is deletefrom.com. We are going to log into what's known as the domain control panel, and for us it's simply the domain /cp. So I'm going to copy this. And what we need to do first, before we really install WordPress, is to back up your site. In our case, this is a new website, but imagine that you are running an existing site, and you may want to essentially back up your data and whatnot. So when I did that, in fact, I was already logged in, but I just logged out of the site. So let me do this again. So delete from.com/cp. I go here and I get my login screen, and so enter my username, and let me get this password that I have over here, and then I will go log into this. This is what's known as a control panel, and you have a lot of options here, like managing your files, mail setup and whatnot. We will actually come back to this portion where it says MySQL database. But for now, I'm simply going to back up my site. Really, I don't really even have anything in there, but I'm just going to walking you through the steps. So I will click backup now, and it says it's going, all the backups will be overwritten, which is fine by me. And while that is going on, we can continue with our essentially our next setup. So now, in order to get the software, you need to go to WordPress.org. Okay, this is where you will be downloading the files, and in our case we are going to download it to a directory called c:\WordPress, and then we will be extracting the files, which basically means is that the files will come in a zip format, and we are going to upload them to the root directory on our web server. Okay, so you will be overriding essentially what's there. And in our case we are using FileZilla, which is an FTP software that you can move files back and forth between your local machine and your web server. So let me do this. I'm going to go to WordPress.org. So in the meantime, notice that our backups are done. So I can actually go back to my control panel. I will leave this open. Let me just go to WordPress.org, and here we are going to basically download WordPress 3.3.1. So I will click on that. I will right click on this link, which is going to be a zip file 3.8. so let me select the one here, save link as, and I'm going to go to c:/WordPress. Okay, and this is downloaded here. What I'm going to next is basically right click on this file, and I will extract it here. Okay, like I mentioned, it's a zip file that includes all the files and configuration files that are needed to for your WordPress to work. So it just did that and created a folder called WordPress. So the next thing I need to do is basically upload all these files, including these three folders, to my website. Okay, and like I mentioned in the PowerPoint, I'm going to use FileZilla that you can Google. It's a free FTP solution to do that. I'm already logged into my server. I'm actually going to this on the left side is my my local server, or local machine, I guess. This is the remote server, and this is our original index.php. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and rename this to .old in case I need to revert back. Okay, and then all I need to do is basically select everything on my local site. Okay, and I will go ahead and upload this to the directory. So what I'm doing is I'm moving everything from my C drive to my remote server. And if you haven't done that, please look at FTP or FileZilla. It's just pretty easy to do. And let me go ahead and I selected upload, and as you can see, there are like 1,000 files that are being uploaded. So I will go ahead and pause the video and come back when this is done. So I am back. We have uploaded all the files to our remote site. You can see on here excuse me. Another way you can check this is if you go back to your control panel, which is over here. If I go to my file manager, you can see that everything has been uploaded. Today is February 19th, so we just overwrote all this information. So we are done with that step. Moving on, now we need to configure the WordPress software. So after the files are uploaded to the root directory, you need to go to this location, which basically for you is going to be domain/index.php. PHP. For us, it is going to be this one. When we do that, we should, if we did this right, we should get a page that says create a configuration file, and then we need to select go for it. So let me go back to, let me kill this one in here. Let me see what we got here. Okay, so now it's saying, let me get rid of this one. It says there doesn't seem to be a wp-config.php file. I need this before we can get started. It's got a little help section, but I'm simply going to click on create a configuration file. Okay, now it is saying welcome to WordPress. Before getting started, actually